Hi all. Today I'm going to be talking about resource allocation for a project. So, if we start with an overview, this session will cover a high level overview of resource allocation for a small software project within a span of 6 months. As a special note, please be advised that I assumed the ballpark estimation uh, according to architects and BAs ballpark estimations. So, as you know, uh, in a software development life cycle, there are few stages which are planning, analysis, design, development, testing, implementation, and maintenance. So, in this section, we'll just talk about planning, resource allocation. So, if you need to understand the segregation of the project scope, that's the first one we call the MVP. MVP means the minimum viable product, which is the product that we're going to offer the client in the first go live. In this scope, there are must haves for the product and there are NFRs. NFRs means non functional requirements like performance, security, scalability. And then there should have features, which are the features important to the project but not to the minimum viable product. And then you have nice to have requirements. This will allow us to continue only if the budget allows us with the approval from the client go ahead. And the objective of this session is to decide on solutioning, development, QA, and overhead man days with the resource count for the MVP with must have and in NFRs. So if I go to the Excel sheet, we'll just do a full resource allocation for must have, NFRs, and should haves. It means MVP plus should have features. So as you can see, the ballpark effort mandates has been finalized by the QA and architects. We assume that for the must-have features, it will take 1,000 man days, and for the non-functional requirements, it will take 300 man days, and for the should-have requirements, it will take 400 man days. So, according to the man days, for the must-have features, for solution part, we segregated 200 days for the must have features for solutioning only. It means like 20% from the overall man days, which is for the solutioning. And for the development, we take 40% of the over 40% of the sum from the man days, and for the QA it's 20%, and for the overhead it's 20%, and for the rest NFR and should have the segregation allocation percentage is the same. So I have made a pivot table by this. It means, as you can see, the sum of solution is 340 days, the sum of development is 680 days, sum of QA is 340 days, and the sum of overhead is 340 days as well. So if you can see, this project spans out from January to June, which is 6 months. So as I segregated the mandates for solutioning in the first 3 months, the solutioning will be prioritized for the development. So even though there are 6 months, we divide the total solutioning effort, which is 340 by 3 months, to finalize the solutioning in 3 months. And for the development, of course, uh, for as you are planning the go live for June, the development effort, we have to divide the 680 by 5, which means we have to finalize everything by May, and if there are any bugs to fix, uh, that can be allocated to June. But according to the plan, we'll just finish the development on May. So you can divide the 680 by 5, 5 months. As you can see, it gives us the total 680. And for the QA, in the first remaining in the first month, there will be no there will be less quality testing done according to the project plan, because in the first month there will be more solutioning and more development and less QA. So we overally we divided the um, QA from 6, but in order to give the actual feel to the project, we divided the January man days by 340 by 2.5, which means 34 man days. And for the other months, from February to June, we divided it from 5.59, because for the rest of the months, the QA will go consistently. As you can see, it's 338, nearly equaling to 340. And for the overhead, we can take overhead from Jan to June for project management work and for other communication and client related discussion works. So we took the 340, we divided it by 6. Okay, now we'll make the uh, resource count according to the above mandate plan. So we'll just quickly get a copy of this here, and we'll delete this. And for the solution part, we can take is equal to this, and we can divide it by 20, means for a month there are 20 man days, and we should multiply it by 0.9, considering the leaves of uh, the architects or the developers. As you can see, it's 5. So we'll be needing almost 5 developers or developers, tech leads or architects. One architect and other people will be tech leads or devs. And for the other development, it's you can see Google Sheets has taken the same formula. 136 man days divided by 2020 is the working days of a month, and then multiplied by 0.9, which is the where we have reduced the leaves from a particular developer or developers. So it goes till 6 May. Till May, we'll be needing 6 developers, and for the QAs we'll do the same, and we'll need 2 QAs for January, and for February to June we'll be needing 3 QAs. And if we get the overhead, if we get the overhead, uh, we'll be needing 3 people. One would be project manager, then the second would be a project coordinator, and for another dev or a QA for other related works. So as you can see, if we take the resources, the total count for each month would be 15 for January, 17 for February, 17 for March, 11 for April, um, and 11 for May, and only 5 for June. So just like this, we just delete this and make it here. So as you can see, for the solutioning development, you can select whether you need one architect or two architects, or one architect and others are tech leads. And for development, you can select if you need one architect and a tech lead and developers. And for QA, you have to decide whether you need a QA lead and a QA engineer, or a associate QA lead, or two QA engineers, such like that. So I think I covered it up all. If you have any questions, just ping me on my email gayatra.akash123@gmail.com. So thank you very much for being in my session, and hope to see you soon with another session. Thank you so much.